And when I told him, we both broke down.
In the car?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So I just said, look, you're going to have to walk away.
Gosh, yeah.
And I think that was the hardest conversation.
So with me is Trish Farrell. Welcome, Trish.
Thank you.
And Trish is a counsellor psychotherapist. You're in private practice. You're from Dublin and living in Dublin. Trish has a multitude of men in her life. She has 2 sons and 4 stepsons, all ranging in age from 25 up to 41. And as she's told me already, all of them are very up to date with breast cancer, even down to checking themselves. So you might tell us a bit more about that later. She also has 2 granddaughters and another one on the way. So welcome, Trish. And we're looking forward to hearing your story. So you might bring me back to June 2021 and what led you to get checked for possible cancer in the first place.
Great, thank you. So I always had, as they call, lumpy boobs or cysts.
Yeah.
From the time I was in my 30s, I'm 60 now. So I was under the care of James's, and as they would develop, they would bring me in, they'd do my usual mammogram and aspirate them. So needle.
Yeah. How often would that happen?
It wasn't done every year. It would have been every couple of years.
Yeah.
Because they always knew they weren't cancerous. So they were just taking fluid if they were uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I would have been under the care regular. And then...
So you knew the process, you know?
I knew that part of
Yeah.
it. I knew the mammogram, I knew all that. Never worried about it. You know, at one stage, my mum had been diagnosed with breast cancer when she died in her 80s, but we weren't worried about it. There was none of the women were kind of thinking, oh, we're next. So I was probably a bit blasé about cancer at the time.
And would you have been good for checking yourself?
I was.
Always?
Always, because I had I'm the youngest, older sisters that were very informed, and we had a nurse in the family. So there was loads of us that were, proactive. And then I suppose for me, it was lockdown. I thought I'd gone through menopause and I was coming out the other end of it. And I suddenly developed cysts again in both breasts and hot flushes and some of the symptoms that I would have had in menopause. And of course, we were in lockdown, rang my GP, and of course, come up, let's have a look, let's have a feel. And I kind of knew the way she was feeling me. It was a different kind of response.
Did the cysts feel the same as the other cysts had felt? Or what you were thinking was cysts?
I didn't feel my lump because my lump was quite deep and it was underneath the nipple.
Oh.
So I just felt this normal lump on both breasts, which was quite normal for me.
Yeah.
But when she said, look, do you know what I want? I want your consultant to see you.
And were your antennae up at that stage?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because
Straight
I wanted
away?
to, I kind of knew by the way she was talking.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to put me on HRT because I'd never been on HRT. Because I was one of the women back in the 80s and 90s who read all those reports about HRT will cause breast cancer.
Yeah.
As we know, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on HRT and ended up with breast cancer. But I was so desperate at that stage. I said, I'm not going through another menopause. Let's go on HRT.
Yeah.
And down I go to James's and we're in lockdown.
Yeah.
Tail end of lockdown.
Yeah.
Hospital to myself, consultant to myself, no waiting area. Everyone was in and out pretty quickly.
So this is kind of June 2021, is it?
Yeah. And my consultant, it feels like you're normal, cis, but we'll do your usual, straight in for a mammogram, then from mammogram to the ultrasound. And that would
Had you had the ultrasound before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd had
so
ultrasound.
Again, so there was still nothing...
No, nothing scared me, nothing kind of highlighted because they automatically do the ultrasound to do the aspiration. So you actually can see what they're doing. I kind of at that stage started to feel a bit, I don't know about this. This is not feeling right. And my husband was at home because no one was allowed in with you.
Yeah.
And I used to do these visits on my own.
Yeah.
And as you know, with the women, it's mostly women who do mammograms. And please, women, don't be afraid of having a mammogram. And guys, have your mammogram. They're not painful. Don't listen to what people say. They don't give anything away. As you know, I think they are just born or given this poker face.
Yeah, it's that.
It's professional look, and
really
they don't
is, yeah.
give anything
no
away.
flinch. Yeah,
Nothing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I went in for my ultrasound, the guy who was doing the ultrasound, he was one of the consultants, and I knew by the questions he asked me.
As he was doing it?
Yeah.
And what were the kind of
The
questions?
questions were, are you married? Do you have kids? What stage are they? You know, what ages are they? And I kind of thought, he's going to tell me something now.
Did you? Gosh.
And you see, I suppose because of my training as well, I work with people who are seriously ill, and I kind of know maybe some of the questions that are normally asked, even though I'm not medical, but I've kind of heard the stories from my clients.
Yeah.
So he just said, look, what are you doing now? And I said, nothing. He said, well, if I can get you over to the main hospital for a biopsy, will you wait?
So now at this stage, I'm sure you're
I
definitely
literally was shitting myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Very understandably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even now, as I mention it,
even as you're saying it, I can nearly see you're back there again.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, you know that?
Yeah, stomach dropping out of you.
Yeah, the shivers down my body.
Yeah.
And I had the phone, and I thought, will I ring my husband at this stage? I said, no, let's just get the biopsy out of the way first.
Yeah, your husband's Miles.
Miles, yeah. So over I trot, and it was the longest walk over to, it would have been outpatients, I think. I don't know where in the hospital. And I walked in, and because James's is a training hospital, there was 4 people in the room. But I didn't think like that. I thought, oh, God, this is really serious.
Sorry.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
You know, that is exactly,
I get it.
you know, 4 people in the room with me. And then I felt, I feel very special as well. You know, but it was like, on each side of me, I had 2 women working on me.
Gosh.
Now, that was a bit kind of, ooh.
Yeah.
But then it was also, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This
look what I'm getting here.
Look at the attention. Look at the care I'm getting.
Yeah.
And as I was walking out, and they were really good, they explained what they were doing and how long it would take for the results. And one of them turned around to me and said, if you don't hear from the hospital, you make sure to contact us.
Which I have to say, it's a fantastic thing for her to say, because you do have to, you know, advocate for your own health and, you know, and look for the answers yourself if you're not getting them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I heard that.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll be sitting waiting.
Yeah. I'll be remembering that now. So if my call doesn't come, I know where I
will be back down there.
Yeah.
And I'll be marching down for my results.
Yeah.
And then I rang my husband.
So that was the point you rang him.
Yeah.
And you said, I've had triple assessment here today, and I think things aren't
good. Yeah.
And is that what you said?
I said, I don't think things are good.
Yeah.
And he's very positive. He's a really positive guy.
How did he take that on the phone?
He went just quiet. And he went, okay, I'm on the way. Now, we live in Dublin, so we're really, you know, central. So he came in and collected me. And he just went, okay, hold on. What exactly did they say?
Yeah. Yeah. Just go through it and tell me what they said so that I can, that's what he
digest
said.
it. Yeah. And when I told him, we both broke down.
In the car?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And it was really shit, because at the same time, I had a sister who was really unwell and a brother who was really unwell. So we already had 2.
With cancer?
With cancer.
You're the youngest of 7?
I'm the youngest of 7, yeah.
And this is 2 of your siblings?
And these are my oldest brother, Peter. He was in the process of being assessed and diagnosed. He'd had prostate cancer 10 years before, complete recovery, a real fighter. So he was going through testing at the same time in Tala. My sister Anne was unwell, but hadn't gone into James's at that stage. And she ended up with lung cancer. So at all this, 2 very unwell older siblings, and me putting myself in that situation as well. I'm next.
Wow.
So the drive was the longest drive home. And I was actually reading notes that I'd written. We'd just gotten 2 guys in to replace our windows. We were waiting 21 years to do this job. We're slow burners when it comes to doing the house.
Yeah, well, windows are always tricky to be around.
Yeah, so we had, these 2 guys were there, and they were all chatty. And
so they were there when you get home?
Yeah, and I kind of took one look, and I went, and I'm normally quite chatty anyway, I went up to bed. And the guy said, do you want us to come back another time? Miles told them that we'd gotten bad news or in the process of it. And he's so practical, Miles. He said, well, she might need the windows during the winter
So keep going.
So keep going.
Yeah.
So then I had, now what? Who do I tell? So I decided to wait.
Because you have 6 boys now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And brothers and sisters.
Oh,
and
brothers
some
and sisters,
unwell.
of course, yeah.
And some alive and some unwell. And a sister who had also had a stroke as well. So everything was
But you
happening.
had no confirmation yet at this stage.
No.
You just felt it yourself.
I just felt it myself.
Yeah.
So I continued as normal.
So you didn't tell any of them? You said nothing for the moment?
No. 2 weeks before we were getting
So the only people that knew were Miles and the window people?
The window guys.
Yeah.
That was it. They were privy to this information. And I just continued as normal. I went into work. I'm in private practice. I had to work.
Yeah.
And
were you able to keep your head in the game? Yeah.
At that stage I was, because it was a great distraction.
Yeah.
It was a really good distraction. And I was also studying at the same time. So it was all this busy. And then I'd get on a bus or get on a Lewis or get on whatever public transport, and then it would hit me again.
Start thinking about it again then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of go worst case scenario and then come back.
Yeah.
So I did think the worst.
Yeah.
I think
a lot of people are like that. Most people are probably like that.
I think there's a lot of people are, but they just are afraid to admit it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have myself dead and buried, but I had gone as far as full mastectomy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd started reading and I'd started doing research.
Oh.
Now, good ones, not
Dr. Google.
No.
Yeah.
I'd gone on to all the Irish charities, the Macmillan Trust in the UK, a lot of the American ones. And my hubby is a bit of a researcher as well. So he just went straight into stats.
So it's no harm doing your own good research, because you have to be informed as well, don't you?
You do.
Yeah.
And then you know what to ask.
Yeah.
So if it's
without
good
information,
websites,
you don't know what you're going to be asking next.
No. And at least then you can, if you read something, you can go back to your consultant or your nurse and say, look,
what about this?
Is this bullshit or what?
Yeah.
And we're very practical as a family.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, everything's 2 weeks. I don't know why 2 weeks.
Yeah. Did you get the phone call?
No, we're down in person. You get this in person. So you go down.
All right. So you had the appointment for 2 weeks' time.
For the results, yeah.
Yeah. And Miles went with you, presumably.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting outside the consultant's office. Now, this isn't the public hospital. This isn't private.
Yeah.
And seeing all these women with wigs.
Oh,
and that was so real.
Yeah.
Or looking unwell.
That kind of brings it home.
Very home, yeah. And I'd hair your length, all burny, well, grey underneath, but bleached.
Yeah.
And I just kept looking and saying, Jesus, I wonder what kind of a wig will I end up with. Like You'd actually started thinking. And we already had someone, my sister-in-law on my hubby's side, she'd had breast cancer and she'd gone down the road of wigs. And I always remember telling me fierce, funny stories about wigs. So I'd already decided I'm not going to wear a wig. I'll just go bald. I'll do a Sinead O'Connor on it.
Yeah.
So I'd gone that far.
Yeah. Yeah. So you thought all that through.
I thought it through. And then Mr. Boyle and his team, this amazing specialist nurse, to just no bullshit, straight to the point. Sorry. He says, I'm really sorry. I got it wrong. You have cancer.
What do you mean you got it wrong?
Because he thought they were just cysts.
Oh, yeah, because he'd said that to you.
Just by the feel.
Yeah.
But then with the...
So he came straight out and said you have cancer.
Yeah.
And did she give you the type there and then?
Yeah, stage 2, but it had gone to my lymph nodes as well.
So stage 2, which type?
I'm going to have to read this out to you because I have it written here.
Yeah.
Sorry, you think you'll remember all this, but you don't. HER2 negative.
HER2 negative. So
because it had gone to the lymph nodes, I had to have chemo. And also your age. So there's... I don't know the stats, but there's kind of, if you're under a certain age, they will throw everything at it. They'll throw radiotherapy, chemo, and surgery.
Yeah.
I'd already decided, hadn't said even to my husband, that I was having surgery first and then treatment.
Yeah. So you decided you're going to...
I want it gone.
Yeah.
Want it out of me.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible.
Yeah. There's something there that's going to affect me. It's going.
It's going.
Yeah.
Now, they were great because they said to me, well, look, your scar is going to be bigger. At least if you go with radiotherapy and chemo, it'll shrink it.
Yeah. So they were saying, go this first to shrink it and then,
surgery.
Yeah.
And they gave all the options. And I said, no, I don't care.
So you just decided this is the way I want to do it.
And they heard
Okay.
me and they listened to me.
Yeah.
And they said, okay.
Yeah. Because
that's
you
what
can be a
wanna
bit
do.
collaborative, I think, can't you? If there is an option that they will, that's
They'll give
acceptable.
those choices, yeah. And they felt that, again, I was healthy and I was in a good headspace and, okay, surgery. So,
and maybe you wouldn't have been in as good a headspace if you'd had, radiation.
No.
You don't know that.
no,
Anyway,
and I
so,
didn't know at the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
And hindsight's amazing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
to me,
You made the right
surgery-
decision
Yeah,
by
because you
going
were
there first.
so unwell
Yeah.
on all the other treatments.
That's what I was going to say. So, you were going in for it while you really were well.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how quickly did the surgery happen then?
Again, I think that was about 2 weeks. Now it's that
Was it your left
stage-
side or
it was my left side.
your left side?
So now I had to tell everyone. Because now...
Oh, now it's real. And
Now
now
it's real.
And now you're actually having a mastectomy. So
Well, actually, it was a lumpectomy.
a lumpectomy.
So I didn't need the
But
full...
did you need an auxiliary clearance as well with the lymph nodes? Yeah. Okay. Once you've heard the diagnosis and the treatment plan, and you've decided on your treatment plan, the surgery, and then followed by the chemo, is that you went home then? And is that when you told the boys? Yeah. And you didn't? How did you tell them? Did you call them all together? How did you do it?
You see, we've loaded them in the UK.
Okay.
So we've about 3 boys in the UK and we've 3 here. So my oldest son with the granddaughters, who's married, he was on holidays in Wexford. My next son was in the UK. He lives in the UK with his wife. So I decided to ring them individually.
Yeah.
But I think, and I have to check this with my daughter-in-laws, I think I texted the women first and said, look, are you around?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah. Which is a good way to do it, because so that they'll be supported while they're getting the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Cian was my oldest son, he was out in the playground with his daughters when I rang.
Yeah.
So I just said, look, you're going to have to walk away.
Gosh, yeah.
And I think that was the hardest conversation.
Yeah, the one with Cian, because it was the first, and because he's got the grand. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that, any of the boys are any special or any way different or favourites. It was just the first.
Yeah,
of all
I get
boys.
that. Yeah, I get
The
that
first
fully.
of them.
Yeah, it was the first opening up to,
Because up
So
to
I
this,
fully
it was
get it.
miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fair play to him, like Jesus. He was amazing. And his wife, Paula, we're getting in the car and we're driving up. And I said, you're not driving anywhere. Please finish the holiday. I can't do it at the moment.
Yeah, you won't be doing me any favours or yourself
I
any
would be
favours.
worrying at that stage.
I won't like that, actually,
No. And I think I was really honest.
Yeah.
And fair play to them. They rang miles afterwards and did a long chat about it. And then I had to ring Owen in the UK, and it was just, when they're not there.
Yeah.
When they're not close to you.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm coming home. And at that stage, they'd opened up travel.
Yeah.
And I said, don't come at the moment.
And again, that's for anyone listening, they need to listen to you as well. Just because they want to do something and be there doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. And it has to be the right thing for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I suppose because, again, of my training, I kind of knew what I needed.
Yeah. But you have to be strong as well about saying what you need, don't you?
And saying it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, what could people do?
Yeah. But, I think sometimes, because you want everybody else to feel a bit better about your diagnosis, you're going to go in, you're going to let something happen that you don't necessarily want.
No. And I knew I would be so vulnerable.
Yeah.
How I was doing it.
Yeah.
So after telling the 2 boys that way, I decided, for everyone else, I'm just going to put a voicemail together. So
again, not a bad way to do it. And
it was actually great because I actually said it, look, I can only do it this way. I'm not collecting everyone in one room. Yeah. I don't want to do it individually because I'm just repeating and re-traumatizing.
Yeah.
So it's all vicarious trauma.
Yeah.
So I put a very together voicemail to my sisters and brothers. And I told them I didn't want any visitors. That was the other thing.
Good woman. Yeah.
I knew I didn't want visitors at that point.
Yeah.
I said, but maybe in the next few days.
Yeah.
I'll ring ye.
Again, don't be ringing me to make me go through it all again. There's a reason I've done the voicemail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And please don't spread the word to any other family members for the moment.
Yeah. So you did it the way you wanted to do it, and you're different for everybody, but that's the way you wanted it. So absolutely.
And they did, in fairness.
So they respected
your
wishes.
Oh, they really respected it. So then the step boys, again, same thing, a voicemail. And then Miles then started taking, all those calls and can we come over? Because there was 3 of them in the UK, as I said. And I was terrified of getting sick then, because here now suddenly, you're going to be scheduled for an operation.
Because it's still COVID times.
But if you get COVID.
Yeah, that'll be delayed. And yeah. So not only are you getting your head straight, but you're trying to keep yourself protected so that you can get in, you can have the surgery.
Be healthy. Yeah. And then once I'd done that, the huge relief was like, oh my God, great. Okay. Everyone knows. Okay.
We can start now.
Exactly. And if I'm an absolute bitch at the moment or cranky or
they'll
irritable,
understand.
They'll know.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So we can go for it now.
So we'll go for it. Exactly. And then I had to go in and start finishing up with work.
Yeah.
So I had a huge caseload.
You're in private practice as well. So you had to,
So I had to give notice, and some of my older clients who have been with me years, I told them.
Yeah.
Because I felt.
You owed it to them.
I owed it to them.
Yeah.
I'd been through a lot.
But I think it's important to say actually as well that when you work for yourself, putting things in place so that you can deal with your diagnosis and deal with your cancer isn't straightforward. It's not like you're sending a note into work to say, I'm seriously ill here and I won't be back for 6 months. You're working for yourself. So you have to.
The bills had to be paid, the rent.
Yeah.
I was renting a property.
Yeah.
I was evicted from that during my illness. But anyway, that's a different story. I was paying my rent. So my rent was being paid, but I needed to make sure that they were okay. So I had 2 other therapists just stepped up.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
So you handed over the files.
Handed them over, kind of went, look, I'm hoping to be back in a year.
Yeah. But for right now, this is
the plan.
Yeah.
And even that, doing that and closing my diary and going.
That's another step on the road, isn't it?
That's another road that I don't need to look at the moment.
Yeah. So onwards now again. That's another.
Onwards on.
So when was the surgery then?
The surgery was July. So that was in June. So July then it started the surgery, a day procedure overnight. Had to walk in on my own. Had to walk out on my own. Because of COVID.
Yeah.
I was in and out, no complications whatsoever. But I always remember when I was being wheeled in, I remember Miles went off and got me all these gorgeous bras. And, I was being told to wear something really nice and silky and
soft.
Yeah. And one of the consultants, God, they're gorgeous, and just this lovely conversation, a normal conversation about bras.
Yeah.
When you're there, shitting yourself, waiting to go in.
Yeah.
And then coming out of surgery and kind of going, what do I look like now? And that's scary.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. I said, take off the gown.
Yeah.
I
have to look now and see.
I have to see what's there.
Yeah.
And what's not there.
Yeah. And were you okay about it?
Bawled my eyes. Bawled my eyes.
Yeah.
But bawled my eyes with relief that they didn't have to take my whole breast. I still had my nipple.
Yeah.
Because I'd all these things of, is there going to be plastic surgery? Is there going to be reconstruction? And all those things, they don't, as you know, they can't really say until you heal.
Of course not.
But extremely sore, extremely tender, but that was fine. Loads of meds, really nice team, and discharged the next day. But I remember taking photographs. See, I take a lot of photographs. I'm big into photography. And I knew I probably wouldn't be able to talk much. So photographs became my voice.
So you send a photograph of this is where I'm at. This is Yeah, but again, it's a very good way to do it because it's a very, an image, it can be very strong in showing somebody what's going on with
them.
Now,
I didn't take a photograph of
I didn't expect you to say that.
I did for people that asked.
Yeah.
And
so if they wanted to, you could show it.
Yeah. And there was quite a lot of my sisters and actually the brothers as well were curious. But I took a photograph and then I took a photograph of the meal I was eating, and we're big foodies. And of course they were saying, here will we smuggle in a curry for you or whatever. And I said, this is the nicest. I don't know what it was. It was some mince dish.
Yeah.
You don't care. It's like that first cup of tea and toast after having a baby or whatever.
It's like you've never tasted toast like it in your entire life.
And I don't know what it was, but it went down extremely well. And then I got home the next day and the guys with the roof or with the windows had come back.
Your friends?
My friends, and one of them just said, "Oh God, Jesus, I wish we could do this for nothing."
Oh God, isn't that so
they
nice?
couldn't, of course they couldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were so nice, and off they went, and they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But in between the windows going in and them coming back to be paid, I have a lilac tree outside. And I was so angry a couple of days before the surgery. And I went out with a lopper and I hacked that lilac tree.
So you took out your anger on the lilac tree?
My anger was
going. I suppose it's better shoot on the lilac tree. There's a lot of other things you could have been using them on. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what the guy said, Jesus, what happened to your tree? And I said, don't ask.
Yeah, I'd say they did as they ran for their car.
Yeah, I think they were delighted to get out of our place. But so my tree took my anger and come here, it didn't kill it. It came back lovely. Anyway, so then recovery after the operation, and we were told we could go away for holiday before chemo.
Yeah.
And we were very inventive during COVID. When we were given those windows to go away, we'd get in the car and we'd drive to France.
Yeah.
Or drive to wherever we could.
Yeah.
So
if the option was there, you were going.
Once we were allowed, so we went, and I said to them, "Look, is it okay to go away with stitches and whatever?" And I sea swim and I pool swim. So they said the water will do it the world of good. So we went off to one of the islands off France.
Oh, gorgeous!
And I lay on the beach under an umbrella, and then all the calls started coming through. And this is the thing that you're not really prepared for, because all the tests start. So your mammogram or your CT scan or your ultrasound, all the tests start. You have an appointment when you come back to do this. You have an appointment to see the oncology nurse. So the phone was going, but it was okay because it was in a lovely place.
Yeah. So you're dealing with it in a lovely place.
Yeah. And that's.
But you know that when you come back from the holiday, this is going to change. This kicks in here now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was very lucky that I was in a beautiful space to actually enjoy the shit news.
Yeah.
What was coming.
Yeah. Again, that's, it's good for anyone listening to,
if you can.
Yeah, to maybe think about something like that if it's possible. Yeah.
Like I remember reading about this before, different women and different guys booking holidays and going off, and I was thinking, God, I wonder could I do that if I got news? And I said, yeah you can.
Yeah.
You can if it's in motion. Yeah. If you're still in control. Now, if I was told you have to leave your phone at home and forget about it, no, that wouldn't have worked. Yeah. So this helped.
Yeah. I fully get that.
And I felt I was in control as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because nothing else I could control.
Yeah. When did you start the chemo then?
So then started chemo in September. So
and
I went in every 2 weeks.
Did you lose the hair?
Oh yeah.
Quickly?
Within 2.5 weeks. So I read it 2.5 weeks.
And you had long hair?
I'd hair to here. But before I lost it, I'd gone to the hairdressers and I got them to cut it short.
And did it suit you?
Yeah, because I used to keep it short when I was younger, and they had offered to come up to the house. Oh. And I decided, no, my husband did it for me.
He got the hair for you?
That was emotional.
Yeah.
That was really emotional.
Yeah.
And he says, when you're ready. And I was ready when I started going into the shower and it was coming out.
Yeah.
So I said, right, now's the time.
Yeah. I'm not going to have it go like this.
Yeah, I don't want it thinning or whatever. And he came in with the razor. Jesus, it's been charged up for the last 2 weeks. And he's bald as well. So we were two baldies going around.
Yeah.
That was really emotional.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was horrific, actually. Yeah. It was horrific.
Yeah.
And I made an appointment then to go and get lovely headdresses. So I'd scarves and I'd hats, and it was coming into
because you decided you weren't wearing a wig.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. So I stuck with that.
Yeah. So headwear is what you were looking for then.
Headwear and jewellery. So, I mean, I was always into jewellery.
Yeah.
But this became my identity.
Yeah. So lovely jewellery
Lovely jewelleries, headwear.
And I'd say you carried that off very well.
And I love my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't normally wear a lot of makeup, but I love my eyes. So I made sure my eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you do.
But you also lose your eyelashes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I knew about the eyebrows, but I hadn't actually thought about eyelashes. Yeah. So I'd be putting on mascara and then I'd be sticking it in my eye and realising, oh, my eyelashes are gone.
And eyelashes do frame the eye. Yeah. Again, you don't realise, I suppose.
You don't.
Yeah.
And that identity.
Yeah.
I was losing my identity.
Yeah.
So my boob
So you're looking different now as well.
I'm looking different. I've become bloated. Yeah. I was always biggish, but I'd become quite bloated because the meds, because you're on steroids, you're on all sorts. you're not really eating, but when you are eating, you know, you're eating what you can get down and stay down.
Yeah.
And the way I did it was I knew myself I was going to be sick and unwell. So I decided I'm staying in the bedroom for the week, that I'm unwell, that I'm not coming downstairs. Because here's another tip. Open plan downstairs smells.
Oh, yeah.
And kitchen smells, cooking smells. Yeah. And we're lucky, it was just the two of us in the house. So Miles couldn't cook. Even the smell of reheating stuff was becoming nauseating.
So where was Miles eating?
So he would either cook stuff and have it cold, or he'd test me and say, do you think I'll be able to reheat this? He was living on salads.
Yeah. Well, he could eat in the car, sure, couldn't he?
In the garden, under the lilac tree. But it was only for 1 week I was like that. And then my second week...
I get that, yeah.
Second week was my good week. And what I used to do in my second week was, now I'll have visitors, now I'll go see people.
Yeah.
But sure, that only lasted a couple of weeks because you're on steroids. You think you're invincible, and then suddenly it all hits.
Yeah, but it's cumulative as well, isn't it? You know,
it is. The time. Yeah. So in the middle of that, then my sister Anne was diagnosed with lung cancer, and Peter knew everything from the start, because I actually did confide in him because he'd been through cancer.
Yeah.
So he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and his was horrific. They both were horrific, lung and pancreatic. So I was going around a baldy. Anne was going around a baldy. Peter was going... I have a picture of the three of us at one stage. Now, we laugh at it now.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was kind of like... a bit real.
Yeah.
And we were really lucky that we're very close as a family and very supportive, and we've great crack.
Yeah.
And even my own boys, and like dark humour.
Yeah.
You know,
nothing wrong with a bit of dark humour.
Cracked the jokes, you know.
Yeah.
Now, Trish, you know, you can't be using your cancer as an excuse now for getting out of stuff and staying in the bedroom, you know.
Yeah.
So there was great
banter. That's a good way, you know. It's
really good.
If you're able for that kind of humour, it's a good way to deal with it.
It was good for us.
Did Peter and Anne, did they make it?
They both died.
God.
They both died 2 years ago. So...
God, sorry.
I had finished my treatment and in 2022, and they died in 23.
God, sorry.
Yeah. So Anne was first.
Yeah.
Anne was first. She died in February, and then Peter died in August the same year.
And you had finished your treatment at that stage? Yeah.
I was done. Yeah. But at one stage, I was downstairs having radiotherapy, and Anne was upstairs in the oncology ward, very unwell. So it was. Yeah. It wasn't a good time for the whole family.
Yeah, and that was all in James's.
Myself and Anne were in James's. Peter was in
Tala. You said
Tala, and the hospice, and the hospice for both.
Yeah,
they both they were in the same bed in the same ward.
Gosh,
in the hospice in Harold's Cross.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
both the same bed in the same ward.
It was crazy. When I walked in, I couldn't believe it.
God. Yeah, and. Bring me forward a bit now. So because of your connection with, first of all, in terms of your health, where are you today?
I'm super. I'm 3 years now post surgery. I'm cancer free.
Fantastic.
Now I am on hormone blockers, and that is part of breast cancer, as people know. So I'm on, they're talking about 10 years, but now the latest stats, they're saying it could be 6 to 8 years. And it's not nice. You know, a lot of women stop taking it. And again, I'd say, please go back to your oncologist. There's other options. There's about 3 or 4 different ones I can take.
Again, you've said a very good thing there. And again, for anyone listening. So, you know, just because you don't like a particular treatment,
go back.
Don't just stop taking it.
No.
Go look for it. Because there's so many forms. That's why we have the National Breast Cancer Research Institute.
Exactly.
That's why that research has brought all the
knowledge,
the huge amount of treatments and knowledge and options that are there. So there's always something else, but just don't
give up. Because I was really, really miserable with it, and lots of aches and pains. There's loads of side effects for different people, but I just seemed to get everything. And I remember going into the oncologist, and she was lovely. And she says, Trish, there's 2 or 3 others we could try out.
Look, Trish, it's so important that you said that, because, you know, people need to know that rather than thinking this is it and this doesn't suit.
No.
It's not going to work.
And I think the other thing was, because I'm a fighter, I wasn't giving up. I wasn't ready to hang up my boots. I wasn't going to join Anne and Peter.
Yeah. Much as you loved them.
As much as I loved them. My cancer was different. My diagnosis was different. And I just wanted every opportunity to get well. So I did my research. I joined the patient.
That's what I was going to ask you about. So you're a patient representative in St. James's for the past couple of years. So what does that entail?
So that entails I'm the breast cancer rep, and we meet once a month as a team. There's I think 8 of us in total, and we all have different relationships with cancer. And we also have a couple of members who are family members of someone who has cancer. And we're privy to research papers, presentations from staff, from oncology nurses, radiotherapists, physios, the whole discipline that work with oncology. And we get to discuss, we get to approve or disapprove changes in their processes, or, anything in the hospital that's moving, or, even their waiting lists. And we go back with information from patients, our own experience and other patients, how to improve systems.
Fantastic, though, because again, it brings in the patient piece into any sort of strategic plan or...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And James's, I'm sure you heard, they won. I call myself part
That's
of it.
That's good. You keep calling yourself
I'm part of the family.
Yeah.
They won, all sorts of awards this year. And, there's great work going on. And we're there with them, like even down to, at one stage, I remember being in one meeting and one of the girls was in a really, really busy ward, and there was blooming mobile phones going off and all sorts. And they just came back to us, and we were able to implement changes in the wards over noise level.
That's massive, Trish. And again, those are the kind of pieces that are really important for patients. So to be able to represent patients.
Exactly.
Ensuring that they're getting the not just the best treatment, but that they're getting it in the best circumstances, I think.
Exactly, because especially when you're so vulnerable and you can't speak up for yourself. You can't turn
so you
around
need
and say,
someone to advocate for you, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel it's something I could do. Like I hear of other people, they'll do runs, and I'm not the most, I'll swim, but I won't run, or shave their heads or do whatever. And I said, well, maybe I can speak.
Yeah.
I like speaking.
Yeah, I like use my voice. This is what I can do.
I use my voice, and my experience. So I'm privy to so much information. Like, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And they're recruiting all the time. They want people to join. They want younger people. Now, what they mean by young is under 50.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm now an elder lemming because I'm 60.
Well, you certainly don't look it. But anyway.
So younger, and they want male and female, and again, it's, if anyone's listening to this, it's another way of educating yourself. Like, I've learned so much about so many cancers.
Yeah. So you're helping, but you're also gaining.
Learning a lot. And even down to my own boys, like, we laugh about it, because I also work in sexual health. So when I work in sexual health, I'd be coming home with the latest stats on STIs and whatever. The boys would be saying, don't want to hear it anymore, Mum. Don't want to hear.
Thanks very much. Keep that to yourself.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Where now I'm coming home with, did you hear the latest stats on prostate and breast cancer in men? Like, breast cancer is there in men.
Yeah. Which is, again, a very important point to get out, that the breast cancer is there in men. And, I suppose it would be good to hear men talking about their experience with their own breast cancer.
Yeah. It would. Yeah. And that was another thing I'd actually forgotten. We had a nephew who had testicle cancer. Now, he's alive and kicking and doing really well. So he was the first of the next generation to present with a cancer. Yeah. Now he's now in his 40s and he's great.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing I want to get across. Genetic counselling is so important, and therapy is so important. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a therapist, but it saved my life.
You know what? Again, just saying that, because again, I think too often people are afraid to look for that outside help, for their mental well-being, along with their physical well-being. So I suppose, just to tie it up today, I suppose, what would be your key takeaway to anyone who's listening today?
Ask questions.
Yeah.
No question is stupid at all.
Yeah.
Notes. Constantly take notes.
Yeah.
Have someone to help you with meds. That was one thing. I thought I'd be able to do it all. You're not. You need someone to help you with meds.
So ask for the help.
Ask for help and say no. The way I was saying no.
And I do like that as well. I mean, you know, going back on that point, I do like the say no if it's to your benefit,
Yes.
whether it's to a visit
Yes.
or to, you know, to accepting a phone call or whatever else it is. If you're not up to it, say no.
And I think one of the things I learned, because I'm a giver, I'm not great at, I know I am, I'm good at receiving. But if people wanted to help, I'd say, okay, do you know what? Maybe could you put some smoothies together for me?
Yeah. Yeah, let them do something.
Because they want to help.
Yeah. So
People
let them do
want
something,
to.
but let them do something that's to your benefit. Yeah. And that's not going to,
Yeah.
you know, that doesn't make you have to work harder for it or to go through something you don't want to do.
Or that Miles had that heavy load of, you know, trying to come up with actually a little fridge in your bedroom.
Oh, there you are now.
There's a practical one
Yeah.
for you, because I'd have.
Well, you didn't want to be on the stairs, so at least you.
Yeah, I couldn't go up. Well,
Yeah.
if I did, I'd be.
Yeah.
So.
But those little fridges can be got anywhere,
Yeah,
and you know, and they're relatively
little
inexpensive.
Fridge, cream crackers were my best friend, and Brennan's bread.
There you are now. There's an advert for cream crackers and Brennan's bread. So look, Trish, you know, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. And it's a great story. And you've said, you know, you've given keywords there, and you've given, you know, both practical tips, and you've given hope, and, you know, you've shared your experience beautifully. So Trish Farrell, thank you very much for coming in. And for anyone listening, I hope you gained from this.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.